And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, joined by Nick beside me, occupancy down below. We could have a few more people joining us shortly. But yeah, the last 2 days, Saturday and Friday, we killed it. 6-3 and best bets both days. We swept dog the day both days. We swept over under on Saturday and only got one over under wrong on Friday. So things have been going great for the show. So we'll start off with that. Turnsy says good day for people in Ontario. It sure is. Sports betting was legalized for individual gaming in Ontario, which means there are a bunch of sports books that are coming to Canada that weren't here previously, including FanDuel, as Isaac says. And yeah, so we have some new books coming, exciting things. Tim says UNC moneyline.
Yep.
Nathan Bing Bong, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to Nathan. And yeah, we'll just jump right into it here. The show's been going pretty well so far. Or sorry, the last few days have been going well. Let's keep it going. Boston Bruins minus 240 are in Columbus plus 200. Total 6.5 in this one. In the last 10 meetings of Boston in Columbus, 8 of 10 have gone over 6.5. Boston has already beat Columbus 5-2 and 5-4 this year. Boston is 6-1-0 in their last 7 games, playing great hockey. Boston's last 4 games have all gone over 6.5. Columbus has lost 6 in a row, and 6 of Columbus's last 8 games have gone over 6.5. So both these teams are going over. Columbus is losing. Boston is winning. Boston just coming off a 5-2 win against the Blue Jackets in Boston. A lot of people say that the one team wins and they like to look at the other one. Not me in this one. I'm going with Boston here. I took Boston puck line minus 1.5, and I also took Boston plus the over. So Boston and over 6.5 parlay in this one. I think we get a close repeat of the last game when it was 5-2. Maybe we see 4-3 this time or 5-3. But I see goals here, and I see another Boston victory. They've just been playing so well. Nick, Bruins, and Blue Jackets, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I'm on the Bruins in this spot here. This has been a team I have been riding a little bit recently. In their last 5 games, I've bet them in 4 of them. So this is a team I have been betting a little bit recently, and I think that they are same here. I've already locked there in the money line as well. But yeah, I like Boston on the puck line here in this spot. I got it around plus 105. I think it's around plus 110 now. I think that this is a very solid team. I like their goalie tandem. It's going to be Olmark tonight, which I'm fine with that. I'm not super high on this Columbus team that's been giving up goals lately as well. 8 straight games of 3 or more allowed. Defensively, expected goals against 5 of the last 6, at least 3. So this is a team that's been giving up a lot as well. I think that we could potentially see Boston's team total over as well. But for me, the puck line's my play in this game.
All right. Occupancy, Bruins and Blue Jackets.
Yeah, hey everyone, thanks for joining the show. Hope you had a good weekend, and yeah, stoked to be on it again. Thanks for having me. Look, just looking at the handicaps, giving Columbus goals, I can still get good value for that. So the plus 1.5, minus 125, and the plus a half in the first period at minus 135 just seems to me like you're going to give this professional hockey team goals and still get paid okay for it. I'll take my chances with that. I think for tonight is the way I'm looking. I don't disagree with the Boston money line at over 5.5. Could be an interesting look here. And then we can both eat and cash, and that plus 1.5 hits as well. So yeah, I mean, listen, nothing too heavy for me on this game. Don't think it's worth, depending on your units and stuff. Like for me, it's not a max play or anything near it. For me, it's a quarter unit, but that's depends on what you're doing there. Yeah, I mean, still want action in this game, of course. Sky makes Patrick Laine. He makes a lot of money on this team to score goals, and he hasn't in 6 games. I think it's the Piper's calling there. So I'm going to also probably match whatever handicap I take with some Laine props. And then, yeah, that's probably it for me.
All right. So I like Boston in the over. Nick likes Boston puck line, and Occupancy likes Columbus. So a little bit of a different opinion here, but hey, that's always good. Somebody's going to be happy tonight. Maybe 2 people. We'll jump into the next game here. Tampa is in Toronto. This is going to be a good game. Leafs are plus 115. Lightning are minus 135. Another total of 6.5 in this one. 5 of the Toronto's last 7 games have gone over 6.5. Leafs are 5-2 in their last 7. 3 of Tampa Bay's last 5 games have gone to overtime, and Tampa's last 3 games have all soared over 6.5 as well. In this one, I'm right back to the over 6.5. We've seen goals between these teams have been scoring goals lately. So I think it continues, and I'm also taking the draw. My hope is that we get a 3-3 game here, 4-4 maybe, and we go to overtime. But I think this is going to be a close game, so I'm on the draw and the over. Nick, what do you think here? And Leafs and Lightning.
Yeah, I think this is a game where we have a major goaltending advantage with Vasilevsky against. I'm assuming it's going to be Jack Campbell. Let me double check here. Yeah, it is Jack Campbell. I think that's definitely a very nice goalie advantage there. No, don't go too far there, Georgiev. But yeah, I took Tampa Bay on the money line here. I got it around minus 130. They're the better team. They're at home. And I think this is a spot where we're going to start seeing Tampa Bay turn into this playoff team that's going to compete for another Stanley Cup this year and all that fun jazz. And I think Tampa Bay gets the job done here. I would not be surprised if this is a game that finishes 2-1, 2-2 in regulation, something along those lines, to be completely honest. I think we can see potentially playoff hockey in this game. So I'd lean under, but my favorite play in this one is the Tampa Bay Lightning money line.
All right. Occupancy, Leafs and Lightning.
Leafs and Lightning. April game. Everyone's trying to prove something. Let me try to find Mark Giordano's shots. That's where I end up on this one, I think. I heard the news about Ontario. Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
congrats all the – no, you're good. You're good. Just congrats to everyone out in Canada who got those new books. I think that should be exciting. Giordano's priced really weird. They want 1.5 shots at minus 180. It's just a weird line. And he's actually not listed on Bovada for 2.5. So it's just a weird spot for that. But look, I mean, I don't really want to have to take a side on this one. I'd either land on the over, and maybe that's where I'll probably end up looking live, but nothing really pregame here for me.
All right. Sorry. All right. Next up here is Arizona in St. Louis. Plus 325 for the Coyotes, minus 425 for the Blues. Another 6.5 in this one. I'm passing this game. I'm passing. The Blues minus 425. It's going to be pretty much impossible to back them, and I don't want any part of the Coyotes. I would take the Blues in the over here, but then it's going to end up being 5-0 or 6-0 Blues. So this game's just super tough. So I just passed on it. I like the first 2 games a lot, but this one not so much. Nick, Yotes, and Blues. What do you think here?
Yeah, this is one I got to this morning, and I usually don't lay this type of juice on puck lines, but I laid 150 on the puck line here at St. Louis. this Arizona team, they're on the second half of a back-to-back. It's going to be Ivan Prosvetsov in net. I know Occupancy and Nathan and I all jumped in on Prosvetsov over 29 or 28 and a half saves tonight. I think that and I think even if St. Louis lights this team up for 5 goals in the first 2 periods or something along those lines, that they're not going to put Vejmelka in. So I'm not really worried about Vejmelka getting put in or Prosvetsov getting pulled. And I could potentially see the Blues peppering a lot because I think Arizona is number 1 in the league for most shots allowed this year. At this price, I would stay away from this game. I got it at 150 on the puck line this morning. I also I want to say it was 380 this morning. 380 and then minus 240 with a 2-teamer with Boston and St. Louis as well. That's all I got for this game. And then actually I took a shot on Brennan Saad to score a goal at plus 200.
All right. Jay Shank wonders, he says DJ has Tarasenko and Mad Parlays / round robins. It's also part of his the best bet segment, which we'll get to at the end. When I looked at it, I myself would have probably went with Robert Thomas, who's got points in the last 5-6 games or 5+ games.
If we're looking for points, Brennan Saad's got an assist in 4 straight games.
Tarasenko, he does have points, but he's had a couple 0. So, but I trust DJ when it comes to player props, he knows his stuff. So, but for me, I'd probably go with Robert Thomas myself. But that's just my thoughts. Occupancy, Yotes, and Blues. What do you think here?
Yeah, guys, look at the Central Division standings. There have been some movements in first, second, third, fourth, maybe fifth. There's some points to be gained, and St. Louis had a pretty on and off road trip, but they came out okay. Kind of leaning that way again. So I'm going to look to back the Blues, but I'm going to be a little alternative about it, and I'm going to be waiting for the St. Louis team total over 3.5. It was my best bet on the show last week that cashed, and I can't get it before the game. So the only way to lock myself in would be to take -0.5 for St. Louis in the first. And if I don't need to sweat that out on a Monday, I don't think I'm going to. So I'll just watch the lines, wait for that team total to get to 3.5, hopefully, and just play it like that.
Yep, no reason to force anything. Yeah, it's a small slate, but as long as you got a little bit of action, that's all good. No reason to force anything. And that brings us to the final game of the night here. Calgary is in Los Angeles. This is going to be a good battle here. The Flames -170, the Kings +150. Total 6 in this one. The Flames have seemed to be getting a little bit extinguished here. They're not the same Flames that they were a month ago when they looked like the best team in hockey. They looked better than the Avalanche. They were just smashing everybody. They weren't allowing any goals. Everything was going great. And now they're starting to get shut out by Buffalo, go to the shootout against teams that they shouldn't be. Their goaltending has went really bad. Markstrom has been very bad in his last few starts, especially last game as well. So this one's a tough one for me. I lean with the draw in this one. I think we could get a close game. And I would lean with the over as well because the Flames goaltending right now is just not good. The Kings still banged up, but at +150, kind of an attractive look there. But the Kings are better on the road stats-wise and wins-wise. So this one's a tough one for me. Lean with the over, lean with the draw, but haven't got to anything yet. Nick, Flames, Kings, what do you think here?
Yeah, for the first 3 games, I like the favorites, and we're going to close out the night with the dog. We're going to dog it on up here. Give me the LA Kings on the money line here. I got it around +140. It's around +150 now. More money has come in on the Flames, which makes sense. I have a feeling, though, with this Flames team, they may have peaked a little early this year. And we could see them go on a little bit of a slump here and lose a few games. And I can definitely see we've seen this Winnipeg team. I'm looking at the LA's last game against Winnipeg. We've seen this Kings team win like gritty games. Like this is a team that'll win games that nobody's expecting them to, like they did against Calgary in their last matchup. So I took the Kings here in this spot here. Kings on the money line.
All right. Turnsy likes Blues money line and Calgary money line 2-teamer, which is plus 100. That's kind of a interesting price for those two. And Nathan asks, did we give out the saves prop yet?
That's off, yes.
Yeah, Nick did. And that is it. That is the 4-game slate.
Well, let's let Occupancy talk about this game.
Oh, I'm sorry, Occupancy.
Well, rude. Can you believe that?
Nah, it's fine.
You just want to
Just
skip
trying to
over you.
skip by you in this one. No, it's all good. Flames Kings. What do you think here?
Yeah. No, I mean, look. Just for price, right now my book has Calgary team total over 3.5 at 100 plus even money. I know that there's some like potential unders. You know, the stats maybe point there and whatnot. But if you were I mean, honestly, what Turnsy said, the Blues Flames 2-team money line right there. I mean, I'm getting minus 106, so sacrifice a nickel. That is probably safer, but the Flames are not a team that I'm gonna like fade. You know, they almost end up being one of the teams that you just kind of have to accept them when you lose with them. I don't know. It's off the losses. You know, when people go on work trips, they get all, you know, serious and stuff. And I think Calgary is getting into that mode right now. So I'd be leaning with that money line with the Blues. I think that's a good look. And then if you like totals, go with that team total, I think. Not locking it in yet, but I'll tweet out stuff later or just, you know, talk to people and get it out. But yeah.
All BJs this day, Toronto BJs and Columbus BJs. So I want to bring up Tim's comment here. He says, fade Blue Jays equals make money. We will see, because I'm going to track every single time you fade the Blue Jays this season, Tim. And we will see at the end of the season if you're up money or down money. But I think I know what the answer will be to that. And Turnsy agrees with me right here. But yeah, that is the 4-game slate. We'll move to dog of the day to start off with, and I'll bring up everything. If you want to see the current standings, the link to the spreadsheet is in the description of this video, or you can follow Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, GWATTF, I believe, the initials, and you can find the standings there each day. But here we go. Nick, you went with LA, your dog of the day. Occupancy, you went with Columbus. And Melissa went with Toronto. Nobody else chose a dog here. I didn't like any dogs.
Yeah, Turnsy wants the puppy barking.
Turnsy. Okay.
You ask and you shall receive.
Yep, Finnegan's barking, so maybe we'll get some dogs here.
Just the Kings.
Next up is over under. I went back and forth which one I was going to choose, but since my best bet involves the other one, I went with Toronto, Tampa Bay over 6.5. I like the way these two teams are scoring right now, and with Toronto's goaltending, it screams over to me. Occupancy, you went with Arizona, St. Louis under 6.5.
Oh, my bad. Over.
Oh, over?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Over 6.5. DJ went with LA Calgary under 6. So I guess he expects a Markstrom improvement here. And Melissa went with Boston Columbus over 6.5. Nick, you didn't choose a total? There's no totals you like?
Nope. I like totals tomorrow, though. Not today.
All right. Best bets, best parlay pieces. For me, Boston money line plus the over, plus 161. And I went with Boston money line as my parlay piece. Nick, you went with Boston puck line as your best bet. St. Louis money line as your parlay piece. Vito went with Calgary in regulation as his best bet. Tampa Bay team total over 2.5 as his parlay piece. Occupancy, you went with Columbus plus 1.5 and St. Louis team total over 2.5 as your parlay piece. DJ went with Markstrom over 27.5 saves as his best bet. Tarasenko over 0.5 point for his parlay piece. Melissa went with Boston Columbus over 6.5 as her best bet. Boston money line as her parlay piece. Nathan went Boston race to 4 plus 110, which actually I really like that. Boston money line as his parlay piece. And Tim went with Tampa Bay puck line and Tampa Bay money line as his parlay piece. Toller did not send anything in, and that sports guy must still be working. But that is it. That is the show. Finnegan came to say hello to everybody. So
Yes.
hello to everybody.
Here's the barking dog.
There he is. He doesn't want to look
Nice.
at the camera, but there he is. And that is the show. Best of luck to everybody tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And we'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. And baseball right around the corner. So looking forward to that.
3 days.
3 more days. Best of luck, guys. Have a good night.